I have a construction company. It's with my husband and my sons. And I'm the business manager for the company. So I'm HR, I'm payroll, I'm everything because it's a small company. We only have about 7 employees. I had never heard of QuickBooks. I was old school where before I had done everything by hand, paper, typewriter. So when we started our company again, one of my friends said, hey, you should get QuickBooks. And so I went to Best Buy and I bought the thing, not knowing how to do anything really. But, I have accounting background. So I figured some things were okay. Like I was doing invoices. That was pretty easy, creating my invoice page. But then there was things I didn't understand, like, how to do the estimates and create an invoice from an estimate and certain things like that. But I was kind of nervous. Finally understood how to do estimates and then do the invoices on that and how to create, I knew how to reconcile bank accounts and credit cards, but it was an aha moment for me because it's like that kept me, on track to make sure that everything was paid and my checkbook balanced. And so I really learned from that. And then just knowing how to do payroll, it was so much easier to do payroll on QuickBooks versus having to go through the book, finding how many employees and, how many deductibles. And I was like, oh my God. So payroll was the best thing for me with QuickBooks. I can always go back and refer to it, because I can go back to my library and say, oh yeah, I missed that step. I love having that resource for me. I didn't know if what she was going to teach was going to meet my need in the construction company. I didn't know if the stuff that I would talk about when she would have the live sessions, was that kept confidential. And she was just so good about it. She always would ask if you wanted to share your screen or if you wanted to share your information. Of course, if you did, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. Once I started to learn her way of doing things, it made me just feel real comfortable. And then I love that I can go on Facebook and there's so many people asking so many different questions. I'm like always looking to see, okay, what questions are they asking that I might not remember to ask. So I really just enjoy it. I love Candus' energy, she's just funny and she's very laid back. And I love the way she explains things in detail. And I think sometimes she almost like reads our mind. We ask a question, but we really don't know how to ask it. And then she kind of says, well, I think what you're saying is, and it was like, yeah, that's what I meant. So I like just listening to her trainings. I just, encourage people to join if they're hesitating, give it a try. I mean, go on YouTube or her blogs and if you're struggling, when I started, I just started looking how to pay your payroll taxes. And I saw her YouTube and I thought, oh my God, I better join so I can get all the details. And that's how I learned. And I took my notes, and up to this day, I still look at those notes I took from her training. So if people are out there hesitating, you should try it first. And I'm sure if you don't like it, you can always quit, but I'm sure you're going to love it. And you're going to say, oh, I got to keep watching more of her channels. And I love that she gives you tips, even at the end of the year, which I had no clue. And her tips about how before you go to your tax accountant, what to give them, that was like the best thing I ever had a couple of years ago. So I encourage people to join.